Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to Vinny the Axe. Today I want to go over a comparison between the Nobels Overdrive pedal and some of the clones that I have here, or I shouldn't really say clones, I should say variations to that type of circuit. So what we have here on the board is we have the Nobels Mini Overdrive pedal, we have the Wampler Belle Overdrive, we have the Rockett GTO, and we have the Protein. And the right side of the Protein, the green side, from what I understand, is based on the Nobels circuit. So I have them all set up pretty much to unity gain as best as possible. And here is my clean tone. I am running a Fender Blues Junior that has been modified by myself. It had a couple of little circuit things done to it. It had a chill out on the reverb circuit adjustment, I guess you could say. Cooled the bias off on it, and I put a Cannabis Rex speaker into a larger housing made by Mojo Tone. It's a wide panel tweed enclosure. And I think that was it. Oh, and I killed out the bright cap. So it's kind of tweaked a little bit, but it is a Blues Junior nonetheless. Here's my clean tone. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start. I have the gain pretty much set at 12 o'clock noon. Again, all these pedals sound different, so just because the gain is at noon doesn't mean that I have them matched up. I just want you to hear the difference, the variation of the pedal. I mean, I could sit here all day and try to get them to sound the same, but what's the point of that when that particular setting might not be something that you're interested in? So this way you could just see the different flavor of the pickups. And of course, the difference in the tone controls or the availability of tone options from each pedal. So we're going to kick on the Nobels again. Here we go, he's clean. So the drive is at 12 o'clock. And so is the spectrum knob, which is it's like a kind of like a tone knob, but it's not exactly like a normal overdrive. And I should tell you that I'm running a K-Line Mike Zito signature S-type guitar. It has a humbucker in the bridge and some single coils in the neck in case we want to hear a variation. But right now I'm playing through the bridge. Let's go through the bell. Okay, so you'll notice that they're definitely different. The GTO is kind of cool, and so is the Belle in relation to where it has like a low and a treble adjustment pot, which is not on the Nobels and nor is it on the Protein. But in my opinion, to my ears, and as we go through this, you'll probably pick up on it, I think this one has a little bit more clarity and note separation. This one has a really cool drive. This one is pretty cool, and as I tweak these knobs a little bit, you'll hear the difference between that and this guy here. But I'm going to want to go back to this one. Again, clean. So it's got kind of a very dark sound. I always find that I'm going to move the spectrum knob to about 1 o'clock. So kind of get rid of some of the low end flub by bringing this up a little bit. So now if we go to the Wampler, bring the bass up a little bit and bring the color up just a hair. You can hear that the amount of gain is different compared to the Nobels at 12 o'clock. And if you want to bring that bass low end back in, there is a switch on the side here, and if you pop it out, which to me sounds like more like the original Nobels. And this is, I don't know if it's like a bass cut, but it does take a lot of the low end out. Let's go to the GTO. So I'm going to bring down the warp knob. I'm going to bring up the accent. This is more like a bass and a treble. And let's try this. That does sound really cool. Let's move the gain up a little bit on this guy. Go back to the Wampler. So I'm just going to mess with them now and adjust them to kind of taste. So as you can see, they all sound completely different. Some of the low end, or that, like, I don't want to say muddiness, I don't know what you would call it, just it's like a low end, I don't know, it's hard to dial it out, and when you change the spectrum knob, it brings up a lot of the frequencies, but it doesn't like take away from that kind of low end. So good pedal, just not my favorite. This one's kind of cool because you can actually take some of that low end out of the original circuit by using that side switch and then adding it back in if you wanted to. And you know, it also gives you two different tone control type of things so that you can kind of custom tailor it to what you want. This one sounds really good. It just has its own character to it. I really like the GTO, and this was my favorite, I have to say, until I got the Protein. And they say that this is kind of based off of this. I'm not sure. This almost has, to me, it sounds like a cross between a Nobels and a Tube Screamer. So it's got kind of that, I don't know, it's hard to say that upper mid kind of thing going on with it. And and there's a lot more definition in this. It sounds a little bit more, I don't know, I guess you could say high fidelity maybe. It just has something about it, and not because it's the most expensive one on the board or whatever. Believe me, if this one was 69 bucks or $100 or whatever, and it was better than this, I would tell you. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, and I do really like this. This thing is built like a tank, you know. Now, I mean, this thing would probably hold up on the road really well. I mean, or you can defend your home with it. It feels like a little brick, this thing. I didn't open it up. I don't know what it looks like inside, but it is pretty tough feeling, and it does have a really cool sound to it. This was the progression after this guy. So I got these, in the order that they're in is the order I purchased them in. So I got this initially, really dug it, and then I read about this one and the side switch and how you could take some of the low end out. And I'm like, oh, let me get this. And I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then I read about this one and I heard a demo and I was like, oh, wow, that sounds really cool. Let me get that. And I got that. I'm like, wow, I like this better than this one. And then I wound up getting this, not realizing that this side was close to, you know, a model of a Nobels circuit. I thought this was a Tube Screamer, you know. Call me stupid because of the green light. I thought it was a Tube Screamer. And then when I got it, I'm like, this is not really a Tube Screamer. What the hell is going on with this? And then I read about it. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's close to this, which is fine. And I really like this side of the pedal. I think it sounds really cool. So they're all different in their own way. I wouldn't try to sit here and dial them all in exactly. It doesn't really make sense to, because they sound so different that I think it'd be a waste of time to even pull that off. Hopefully in the video, I have it mic'd and I have some mic in the room. Try to mix it together to see if I can get it to sound like what it sounded like in the room. And so you can make a best guess. If you're looking to buy a Nobels, there's tons of different ones out there. This is just the ones that I have on hand here at the studio, and I figured let me just put them together on the board so you can hear some tonal differences. Anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up down in the comments below. If you like what you see here, please subscribe and like. It does help out the YouTube algorithms and does promote the channel, and so that it will push it out to other people that might also be interested. Not to mention, it lets you know any new videos that are coming up from the Vinny the Axe channel. It'll notify you. Anyway, thanks for watching Vinny the Axe. Take it easy.